Bum 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum 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 bum. All right. Condolences to today's the anniversary of the 7/7 attacks, obviously. But I need to deal with my own personal 7/7. You see, I'm so relaxed here in Taiwan that nothing can seem to phase me. I had two really bad roommates, and I laughed at them, and that was that, right? I had one roommate who was upset that I had gotten up at about 9:30 in the morning and shouted Peter Dislike Show and apparently woke him up. I mean, if he's so upset about being woken up, why is he screaming at me then, right? Wouldn't it be in his best interest to just try to go? He's trying to pick a fight, right? That's what it is, right? And then 2 nights ago, I had yet another roommate who woke me up at 1 in the morning, slapping me in the leg, grabbing my covers, saying how noisy I was. I don't know if I have a snoring habit. You know what? I think I've live streamed myself sleeping a couple of times, so you guys know how badly I snore. Probably not very, right? Again, I mean, there's a big difference. Some people get carried away with, oh, because I can complain, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be the whiner of the bunch, right? There's a big difference between so much noise that it's disturbing my sleep versus, oh, I know somebody's having a good time and I'm not happy about that, right? And but I laughed at it. And then I thanked my lucky stars that I wasn't given very sensitive ears and I don't get easily agitated by these little things, right? And but yesterday I misplaced my passport. You know what I think happened? I'll start. I think I have a bad habit of when I check into a hotel or anywhere I need to show my passport. I have a tendency to forget to take it back. Actually, on my way to Taipei, I almost left my passport with the TSA agent as I was walking into because I had a lot of fragile things. I had to rearrange my bag, and so now looking back at it, I wish I had heeded more attention to that. It's I already checked the hotel that I checked out of yesterday, and so another possibility is that I think I really angered the guy who was slapping my leg. Because he after he slapped my leg and took the covers, and I was like, "What are you doing?" I grabbed the covers back. He went back to his bed, and he slept pretty soundly after that. I wonder if he sabotaged things. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have tried to be smart with him. But whatever the situation is, it's not really phasing me very much because I have good, solid foundation. I'm eating well every day. I'm sleeping well. I got some stability here. Back home in Phoenix, I was often either living out of my car or not knowing where I was going to live next month because I was trying to get these good deals of somebody needing a roommate for a couple of months. I can't tell you the amount of time that I spend in Phoenix not knowing what home I'm going to live in next month. I would say is a good percentage of the time, believe it or not. And yeah, I might have a comfortable bed to sleep in that particular night, but not knowing where I'm going next month creates a lot of drama. I didn't realize how much until I came here. And so that's something that I want to work on when I get home. And, I'm not very phased about losing my passport. I was thinking it's a little bit of an adventure. Today I had to go file a police report. As soon as I got out of the hotel, it started pouring and it took me like an hour just to make it to the police station. But you know what? I got to mingle with the detective who wrote down the report, and that was not bad. And tomorrow I'll get to trek to the embassy center. And you know what? I needed a new passport anyway. The old one was 8 years old. I've since gotten over binge eating problems, as you guys know, and so I kind of needed a new passport anyway. And so, see, this is not the kind of attitude I would carry when I'm already overburdened with other stuff back home. Back home, I often can't afford to have a social life. Right here in Taiwan, it's a lot more affordable to eat out almost every day, right? Um, And what else did I wanted to say? I'm just not overfilled with background levels of stress, right? I didn't even realize how much background stress I was dealing with. Last winter, you guys remember, I was living in a house in Apache Junction, and the owner was in the process of selling that house, and I, I, you know what? In retrospect, I didn't negotiate the best situation with the owner. I should have been kept more in the loop. I should have negotiated more, have things in writing. Um, Long story short, and then she suffered a plumbing problem. You guys remember the carpets were all torn out and all that. And she very hastily wanted to have somebody come in to do stuff, and I moved out in a big hurry. I was very fortunate to have a few friends to help me move out. And then my grandmother passed away, and then I came here, and and then I made the mistake of moving in with. What had happened was that a friend of mine from church had set me up on a blind date, and I became too comfortable. I got to know her ex-boyfriend, who owned a place in Tempe, and before I knew it, he heard about the situation with the plumbing explosion and all that, and I moved in with him. And in retrospect, it was a mistake, uh, especially in the American kind of culture. And here in Taiwan, I sometimes forget to that Americans often don't behave the same way that us Asians do. Anyway, and so now, was the guy's home, the room that I rented, was it comfortable? Yeah, it was, but there's a lot of uncertainty, right? I never realized that the concept of not knowing where you're going to live next week can weigh so heavily on somebody. I never realized that. I was thinking, well, I have a comfortable place today, I have a comfortable place tomorrow. The continuity is a lot more valuable than I realized. Now that I look back at it, and I'm gonna have to work on that when I get back home. And that's why I need to meet the right person in my life. If there are two incomes, I think a lot of this would dissipate a lot, right? And certainly having two people to share responsibilities with. Oh man, like right now, I'm worried about when to do laundry. You know, at the hostel we only have one laundry machine, and if there are two of us to think about that, right? Or I probably wouldn't have to eat out all the time, even though I can afford it here in Taiwan. If you're right, anyway, that's why I need to meet the right person now more than ever. My sanity kind of depends on, and not in the sense that I'm lonely or anything, but just in the sense of getting stuff done and having the good lifestyles and all that. And all right, so please pray that I meet the right person. Uh, I'm I just took some more photos of Taipei 101. I'm going to go back and adjust my Lego build. Pray for that as well, because I don't know. I really feel that the Lego project could be my ticket to freedom, in one way, where not necessarily that I make a lot of money off of it, but that I network with the right people. It really only takes that one right connection. I was just thinking about some people I admire and how their lives might have been different had they not met the right person. So, for example, one of my favorite scientists in history, she would have been a nothing had she not met her husband. Right back in those days, being a woman was like, right? I was just thinking about even her daughters, right? Their lives could have looked very differently had they not met the right guys in their lives. And then I'm very lucky to know her granddaughter. She wouldn't even exist if her daughter didn't meet the right guy in life, right? And so it's okay. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.